Hi, my name is Velvet Sudo, and I am a holistic health coach with Inspiring Balance Coaching. I am also the founder of the group Inflame Away Warriors here on Facebook. I wanted to talk about a topic that can be a little bit controversial, but it's important when it comes to repairing our relationship with our body and with food, and that is intuitive eating. Intuitive eating doesn't make you fat, as though a lot of people do. When you give yourself permission to have what your body wants, there's no technical good foods or bad foods. It acts like a reverse psychology because now that you can have it, you don't really want it. And suddenly, you can have one bite of something and then you're done. You're okay with it. So I want to share 3 steps to learn how to listen to your body and let your body weight, your natural body weight, regulate itself. Ultimately, learning how to rock your intuition. So are you or have you been a chronic dieter? Do you struggle with your relationship with food? Oftentimes, that is our biggest issue when it comes to dealing with our weight. So have you been somebody who's like a chronic calorie counter to the T, where you've tried all the fad diets out there? I'm here to share some ways that you can help to begin to heal your relationship with food while also honoring your body and allowing your body to let you know what food is good and what food isn't good. See, when I was taking my certification for my health coaching, the message that I heard here changed the way that I looked at the whole diet industry. And it changed the way that I looked at food forever, because I've learned how food can actually be our medicine. And learning the skill to eat when you're hungry, eat exactly what appeals to you, and stop when you're full. If you do this, then you're guaranteed to not have any weight problems when you're listening to your body. Sounds too good to be true? Well, it's not. It really can be that simple. What you need to do is to stop making it so complex up here in your head, right? Stop allowing the diet culture to brainwash you to thinking that this has to be hard. It doesn't have to be hard. You see, food really is and can be our medicine, and our body gives us signs all the time because our body already has the wisdom that it needs to be its own natural weight. You just need to stop listening to your mind and honor your body instead. So there's 3 simple steps in order to be able to begin healing your relationship with food. So step number 1 is to eat when you're hungry. And look, I get it. Sounds simple, makes sense, but sometimes hunger can be tricky. And I've worked with clients who've said and confessed to me that they don't really even know when they're hungry anymore. And if I'm being honest, that seems normal, because after so many years of denying your hunger through whether it's dieting, right? I think it's only normal for your body to detach from hunger. And so step 1 really means then stop dieting, stop denying your hunger. If it's 9 p.m. and you're hungry, then eat. If it's 7 a.m. and you're not hungry, then don't eat. Eat when your body needs the fuel. Right? Don't attempt to fit your eating into this little bento box. Our human bodies are not machines, right? They're living, breathing organisms that fluctuate, especially as women, right? We are constantly fluctuating and changing. So expect that your hunger is going to fluctuate too. So step number 2 is eat exactly what appeals to you. So this includes being willing to eat foods that maybe you once labeled as bad, even if they're unhealthy, because things are going to balance themselves out. Have you ever tried to restrict your calories so that, you buy those 100-calorie cookie packages thinking that it will at least satisfy that sweet tooth that you get in the evenings? only then you wind up binging all night because you're still unsatisfied. Whereas if you would have just had one of those little mini chocolate bars, you probably would have been fine. And this is why we need to have permission to have whatever foods our body is asking for. And yes, ladies, I know at first this is going to seem very scary, right? Giving up dieting is a decision surrounded by fear for a lot of people. We might be terrified that we're going to end up eating nothing but cookies and chips and burgers all damn day, every damn day. But trust me, ladies, your body is smart, and chances are you won't really want all of those junk food on most days, because you're going to learn to figure out what food fuels you and what food drains you. But the most important part is that on the days where you really do just want a cheeseburger and that you would really just do anything you want and it would do exactly what it needs for you, it's important to let yourself have it. What will surprise you is you will find out that you will end up eating less overall because the restriction won't trigger night eating. And I'm guilty of that myself. Step number 3 is to stop eating when you are full. And this is the hardest part for every single one of us. I will admit it, myself included. So there's a method called the stop, drop, and feel method. And it's going to help you to stop binge eating because this method stops a binge in its tracks. And it can and should be used throughout your journey away from the diet culture, or if you find that you can be a compulsive eater or an emotional eater. And essentially what you're doing is the minute that you are catching yourself doing a binge, you stop what you're doing, you drop into your body, and you feel your feelings. And it might mean that you start to cry, laugh, scream, whatever, but allow those feelings to come up. And when we do this, we are directly addressing the emotions that trigger binge eating. And when these powerful emotions can have the space to be processed, they stop triggering unwanted eating patterns. It's about really developing an emotional tolerance, right? The ability to feel uncomfortable and not compulsively look for something to buffer it, right? Instead of running away from our feelings or trying to numb our feelings with food, the stop, drop, and feel method is not about restriction. It's about developing emotional tolerance, recognizing, allowing those feelings to be felt, and then processing it. So stop eating when you are full, right? When there is a desire to eat, right? When you're not hungry, right? There's an uncomfortable feeling that needs your attention. So stop, drop, and feel. Because as humans, we are wired to avoid these emotions. It's part of our seek pleasure, avoid pain biology. But if you want to stop binge eating, right? If you want to stop that yo-yo dieting and get back to listening to your body, you need to be willing to get uncomfortable. You need to allow those feelings and emotions to come up. And when we allow uncomfortable feelings to coexist with you, the desire to eat when you're not hungry lessens. It's not going to go away, but it's going to take the compulsion out of your actions, which is going to allow you to stop when you're full. So if that's what you put in your mind to do, right, then let your weight figure itself out. So as you work towards quote unquote normal eating behavior, right, by eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full, then your weight will naturally regulate itself, right? We used to think that we have to be back to this like teeny tiny little waist that we had when we were 20 years old. That's not our bodies anymore. So I invite you to join my Facebook group, the Inflame Away Warriors, so that you can learn more about healing your relationship with food. Have an amazing day.